Okay, so it's time to fire up the plastic to oil machine again. Actually, first to drain it and then fire it up. So there's the oil we made last night. And we've had to make an improvised oil collection jar because the one that came with it broke. Faulty glass, I guess. So Russell made this one. And to drain it, the first thing I do is allow air to come in so that the liquid can come out, and then here's my other oil from previous makings, and let's see if I can do this with one hand. Alright, so that is what plastic results in. It's got a bit of an odor, pretty pungent. And while that is doing its job of, move it like that, is that safe? Seems okay. Alright, we'll drain that oil, and then I'll open this up so I can begin the next batch. You need these grates up here to protect yourself from being burned. Absolutely. And then undo the lugs. This will give you a good idea of the procedure that I go through each morning. I can get 1 or 2 runs out of the machine a day, at most a kilogram of plastic being turned into oil. It's a small machine. This is from Japan. This is the Blest Plastic to oil machine. And we wrote to the company asking if we could get another glass cylinder for here and never heard back. So we had to improvise. But we don't want to be stopped from creating our plastic to oil. So then this part comes off. You can see it there. It's got a little carbon on it. And then down in here are the residues. And all these residues are aluminum because I'm using chips bags. So the aluminum, of course, stays. It's aluminum foil that's left behind. Carbon there. Carbon and aluminum, which will oxidize and will have aluminum oxide and carbon for soil amendment. Of course, metal. Gives you an idea of the residue that collects at the bottom when you do a kilogram of plastic. So that's probably enough for now. Do a better cleaning later. It's filthy. Alright, now why is the oil not completely drained out? That's a shame. Something's blocking it. Something's blocking it indeed. Alright, well, pause. Alright, now it's coming out because I unblocked it. I took a piece of flour and just poked it in and got rid of the blockage. So, yay for nature. Alright. So we're almost drained, and while we're draining that, this is the plastic that I'm trying to get rid of. In here, a lot of chips wrappers and food bags and stuff, which I'll stuff back in. Almost done there. Almost done. So there's all sorts of icky plastic that you want to be able to get rid of. But the chips bags are definitely some of the worst. And so yeah, let me push that all down in there. this packing tape. Let's see what happens to the paper. The paper should just carbonize. And this, and this, and this, and this, and this. This is that kind of icky plastic that you can't recycle, which is the appropriate stuff to put into this machine. But because we clean it all, it can stay for months and months. It's there's no food residuals on it, so it doesn't smell, it doesn't attract vermin. So we store up our number 7 plastics until we have all this, and then just stuff it in. I'm not sure what that flour is. That plastic flour. But the machine doesn't hold all that much, as you can see. It's a little hard to do this with one hand. The great thing that dental floss, see that? Dental floss is a big problem. So it's good to be able to put the dental floss in here, because who can recycle dental floss? Right? Still stuffing. The only plastic you really can't put in is PET. So this, oops, it fell down the side. I'll get my hand down there. All right. PET you don't put in, because PET has a melting temperature of over 600 Celsius, and this machine melts at 450, which is fine for polypropylene. And there's an old toothbrush. People are always asking about toothbrushes ending up on beaches. What do you do with those used toothbrushes? Well, they can go in there. That's more paper than plastic. Polypropylene, polyethylene, terephthalate you don't use, but polypropylene, HDPE, LDPE, all that can go in here. As well as polystyrene. So it's really plastic number 2, HDPE. Plastic number 3 you don't do, that's PVC. That would be very toxic because of the chlorine and polyvinyl chloride. So you can't do number 3. Number 4, LDPE you can do. As I said, you don't do PET. We keep that separate in another bin. That does not go in the plastic to oil machine. But number 4, LDPE, which I'm holding in my hand right now, is perfectly appropriate. Number 5, which is polypropylene, is perfectly appropriate. And number 6, polystyrene or styrofoam, or those knives and forks. An old cell phone cover. Knives and forks and spoons from restaurants are polystyrene, so those can go in. And looks like we're reaching the limit, capacity limit of this thing. With a few more chips bags things. Yeah, we're at capacity now as we push down in here. And then replace the cover. I gotta make sure that the O-ring, by the way, is clean. Let's get that O-ring, make sure, because that's where the seal is made. All right. Oops. And let me put this O-ring under here. And put these bolts back in. I will tighten them up. Oops. Oops. Let's see. Let's get these fitting right. Okay. hand tighten them snug so that it squeezes down the O-ring. Otherwise bad vapors would get out.